Money and gacha. A match made in heaven.
Leave me alone! Ah!
Akira!
So, since you came to the rightful place, my son, in the world of gacha gaming where nothing will ever happen to you, my dear viewer. In this world, the games are free and the anime bitches are plenty. Eons ago, in internet time, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, there were some scandalous proceedings referring to Genshin Impact. If you are not familiar to what am I talking about, let me sprinkle some knowledge onto you. Genshin got served by the FTC and they settled with a $20 million fine, and they can't let children under the age of 16 gamble in their game. So where's the problem? Genshin finally got what it deserved for the predatory practices designed to bleed you dry of money. Not so fast. As we all know, blaming Genshin is a bad idea. The game that has the most predatory system, strong enough that grown men can resist it. Apparently the problem is the parents and the fact that they do not know how to raise their children, which arguably in most cases is true. But that's not the case in this instance. The fact that some people are defending the billion-dollar company is insane to me. The same company who is literally using casino tactics in their game. Allegedly unfairly marketed loot boxes to children that obscured real cost and misled all players about the odds of obtaining prizes. Genshin Impact deceived children, teens, and other players, means us, into spending hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands, on prizes they stood little chance of winning. Companies that deploy these dark pattern tactics will be held accountable if they deceive players, particularly kids and teens, about the true cost of in-game transactions. I can argue that you cannot defend that, since the settlement included children being exposed to gambling, and the fact that they are using confusing currencies. About the confusing currencies, let us look at the actual thing. There are 3 types of currencies in Genshin, and I argue that they are not confusing per se, but in fact, they are designed to make you forget how much you are actually spending. That is why most slot machines transform your cash into credits, or in casinos you don't play with actual money, but chips. That is a tactic designed to make you bet more and spend more if you think that you are not playing with actual real money. That is how they extract just a little more out of you. The whole game is designed to make you spend. The 30-year-old adult with a slight tendency to addiction. What the hell do you expect from a child? The fact that the game is required to stop children from spending until they are 16 is in no way a bad thing, and who thinks that is not the case is delusional. And yeah, if you are a 12-year-old watching this video, upset that you can't gamble anymore, man, there are other games that don't try to develop in you a strong sense of gambling. Go out there, try some other games, but not League. Keep the children away from League for their own good. The fact that this game is marketed PG-12 is insane, and the fact that it doesn't advertise itself as a gacha and everybody says you can play it for free is quite scammy. I mean, you can, but most likely you will be working a 9 to 5 in the game, grinding for means, searching for every last drop of currency you can, so you can gamble. And kids have that luxury of time. They can do that easily. Personally, I do not believe we should send the kids back to the mines. Yes, even though they yearn for it. But most people seem to believe that children using the parents' credit cards is the real issue here. I would like to shed light onto another aspect of the problem, and it's a big one. Just like McDonald's and the church, gacha games like to target children when they're young and make them have happy memories, build up trust. So when they grow up, they might spend, and I say that is the oldest trick in the book. Get them while they are young. Just how I associate Coca-Cola with Christmas, because all of the Santa Coca-Cola commercials I saw when I was a kid. Apparently, just like that, hoyovers were ready to play the long game. The point of the matter is that children have no business playing this kind of games at such an early age. That being that gambling addiction is a real thing. Just look at Squid Game. Do you need any more proof? They don't have the right mechanisms in play to assess when it's time to stop or how much money they're spending. I can certainly say that WUA is also at fault here, and I'm hoping that in the future this kind of gambling games will be regulated, just like actual gambling. In no way it is okay to spend $2,000 on a character. Yeah, but in WUA is only 800. That's still bad. And WUA is also to blame for the same practices to a smaller extent. And I'm referring to the constant switch between currencies, almost all of the gachas. But there's also more. Yeah, they were also allegedly collecting data from kids. And finally, I would like to talk about how the whole discussion devolved into parenting and how the parents are at fault for not watching their children. And this argument didn't come from the actual company, but from the community, with a little bit of help from the content creators, which is quite frustrating because it comes from the same people that are meant to have your best interest in mind. Since without you, the audiences, they don't get to eat. That is in fact a brilliant tactic. Deflecting blame is the name of the game, and companies are doing this the best using the media. We are not at fault for all this plastic pollution in the waters. You are at fault for not recycling. We are not at fault for this tobacco giving you cancer. You people are at fault for not quitting. We are not at fault for all this opioids killing people. You are all at fault for getting addicted to our drug. You get the point. The narrative is the same. We are not at fault here. You should take better care of your kids. Narrative which I find disgusting and frankly sad because it's working every time, all of the time. What happened is actually a good thing, and you have nothing to be scared of if you are not under 16. And the FTC noticing this, the fact that the big boy, Genshin, is causing trouble and are actually punishing said big boy, will only improve the general enjoyment of the other players of all of the gacha games. Us gamers and the content creators need to work together as to not get scammed, because believe me, they will want to bleed you dry. And this regulation could not have come sooner. And remember, spend responsibly whichever gacha game you are playing. This is just entertainment, and don't go into crippling debt for anime girls, no matter how hot they are. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and why not a subscribe. And as always, I wish you a wonderful day.